Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins then, shall we? We'll start with looking at Bitcoin, and then we'll move on to the crypto market in general, because it looks like there might be a little bit of a silver lining on this big dark cloud that we've got when it comes to altcoins. But we'll leave that till after we've had a look at this. So I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice. So we'll start by looking at what happened yesterday. So basically, if you watch my videos, we were waiting for this area to break one way or another. The trend could have broken to the up, but the indicators suggested that it's much more likely to break to the down, and it was squashed. So we have this pitchfork tool moving all the way down, and we're on the daily chart, and you can see how many times we've been rejected on the daily from the top of this. So it's a pretty strong indicator of the movement on the decline of Bitcoin's price. How far is it going to go? Well, that's always the ultimate question. But if you watched my videos, you know that I've been waiting for it to come back down to this blue box territory here, between 9,200 to 9,000. And I think on this occasion we may be looking like we're going to break it, and if that happens, then we've got a few little pit stops back on the way down until we reach wherever this guy here is, this 200 EMA, which is currently floating at around 8,360. By the time we get to there, it may have climbed up a little bit, so we could probably say that 8,500 might be the area where we find a significant bounce. Now, does that bounce, if that happens, it might not be strong enough to keep it up. We still might be finding our way down, depending if we find resistance when we try to get above this box. If we do break above it, then we still have to break out of this trend, this blue pitchfork trend. And it's only then, when we've broken out of there significantly and closed above there on a daily, and opened and closed again, perhaps, that I would feel comfortable in saying that the trend might be looking to reverse to a little bit more bullish as we've broken out of this one. You can see that this clearly has a strong implication at the moment. We've got supports here on this one here, we've got resistances here. This pitchfork it really is working very well, and we're currently looking to make our way down to this area, and if we break it, maybe we'll find a bounce on the bottom of this pitchfork, on the top of the green bit there. We'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at some of these indicators. Obviously, we're going to be looking down on the MACD on the daily. Obviously, the weekly is also down. Hourlies, I imagine, are going to be down. In fact, I'm not even going to bother looking at them. I know they're going to be down. So where are we going to go? We're going down. Okay, so testing the 9,200 to the 9,000. Probably find a little bounce there, but again, sinking our way down over the coming days. Now, we might not see another big sharp move like we saw last night today, but we will probably be seeing our way into this 9,000 area over the next few days. And like I say, the main thing is I'm going to be bearish on this until we've broken out of this pitchfork. Until we break out of there, it's bearish for me. Okay, and that is basically what that's where I'm sticking to. Okay, so I can't really give you an exact price because it's a trend. So you'll have to keep watching my videos clearly to or map this one out yourself, but in order to really be sure of this, just keep watching my videos. I'll keep updating you daily as to whereabouts we are on this, and like I say, once we've broken out of this pitchfork trend, then great, we're looking for a bit more bullish momentum at that point. Anyway, let's move on. So the next thing I want to show you on the video is this is the crypto index excluding Bitcoin. Okay, this has been looking bearish for a while now. We had a death cross here. This is a daily chart. It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good in the slightest, but there is a glimmer of hope, and I'll tell you what it is. So I've popped in this little support line here. Okay, this is where we launched from here in April. So April saw a big boom across the board, and so did the beginning of May, and we peaked all the way up here. So this is all your altcoins, every single altcoin, shit coins, the good coins, the in the middle coins. Okay, so it's a bit of a sweeping statement to say that anything's likely to happen to your coin that you're holding, but for the market in general, we may be looking for a little bounce. Now, it might only be a little bounce because this support line that we're going to be testing on here is relatively strong. So we've got roughly about another 5% to go to the down before we hit that, and then we will probably find might be too early to call it a reversal, but we might definitely see a bounce on the alts, and that might not include Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin might be exempt from that. This might just be for the alts. Some people might want to call it an alt season. It's not going to be an alt season until we see a decline in Bitcoin dominance, which is actually, despite the fall of Bitcoin's price, alts fell faster and deeper than Bitcoin, actually making the Bitcoin dominance rise to 69%, which is higher than it's been for weeks. So don't let the fall of Bitcoin make you think that there's an altcoin season around the corner. That's not how it works. You've got to look at the things like this chart here. Okay, so it's not even altcoin dominance. This is the amount of money that's in alts. Okay, altcoin dominance is the exact opposite of Bitcoin dominance. You're better off looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart opposed to altcoin dominance, because Bitcoin is the stronger. It's by far the strongest. It's nearly 70% of the entire market cap of all cryptocurrencies. So that's the one to look at. So when we see this bounce, if this bounce happens, and it probably will, because this is strong, but we're not looking for a major bounce here. We've still got a death cross, to be honest with you. So what we're looking at is maybe we'll see this rise by about 5 to 10, maybe 15% back up to here before we found this last little leg down. Okay, that will be a nice bump across the board. It might force some people into thinking it's an alt season, and you know what? It could trigger an alt season if Bitcoin continues to fall as this moves up. Now that's all theoretical, all right? Even this support line technically is theoretical, because the likelihood of this bounce taking place is higher than it is that it's going to break on its first attempt. This could quite easily break, to be honest with you, but for it to break on its first test is unlikely. As you can see, we're already finding support when we get closer to it, as this wick is now being extended now, and the candlestick looks like it's shrinking its body. So the proof is going to be in the next few days when we get closer to it and if we see a bounce from it. But bear in mind, we do have a death cross, so this would suggest continuation, at least for another 10% down here. And our next support area being around this area now, which would be about 15% further drop than where we are now. So that definitely means that there's more pain for alts to have. But until then, like I say, we're waiting for a little bounce. Alts might see a bit of a pump, and if we get the pump, with the alts, as Bitcoin stays still, stagnant, or drops, then we might see a shift in the Bitcoin dominance. But don't be fooled when everybody's talking about alt season. Okay, it might feel like an alt season because we're finding a pump across the board. It's not an alt season until we see a retracement in that Bitcoin dominance, and that Bitcoin dominance is way too high for any kind of alt season to take place right now. We need to see we need to see kind of Bitcoin dominance at around, ideally 65% or lower, for anything really special to begin happening. Anyway, I'm going to leave that video with you there. I hope that's interesting for you. Hope that helps put things into perspective as well. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.